When I got married, it was everybody's happy when he gets married, and you look at the future. You look at having children. When we got married, I didn't have children. He was my first boyfriend at school, and we got married in 1972, June 16. It was a happy marriage. Everything was fine. We got our first child, then a boy. Everything was fine, except for he was always a womanizer all his life. But because of the marriage that I had, I'm a Catholic, where in our church, my parents wouldn't think of a divorce. So I had to persevere. I had to bring up the children. He was a half father all the time, but he was providing for a few years. And then when his habits got worse, even the provision stopped. I had to struggle with the children. I had to take the children to school. I had to do so many things to make the house a home. Let me put it like that. When we got married, we knew that we were marrying out of community property because it was the only marriage at that time. I can say it was a forced marriage, type of a marriage. When we got married, of course, and then as the time went on radios, there were no TVs at that time. On radios, it came that the laws have changed. Those people that were married out of community property are now married in community property. It wasn't very clear to us that we need to go and apply it. I only knew it now that we needed to go and apply. All this time we thought we were married in community property until we went to borrow some money at the bank. I'm forgetting the year. Even there, when we went there, the questions were, are you in community of property? Yes, we are in community of property. We signed, both of us, for that loan because we knew that we were married in community of property. When he chased me out of the house, it's only then when I went to Home Affairs because I had that, the marriage certificate that was written in church. And then somebody advised me to go to Home Affairs. When I went to Home Affairs, I got the new marriage certificate. That was in 2000 and what year was it? But recently. I came back with a marriage certificate hoping that, oh, okay, he thinks we are married out of community of property because he's telling me now that everything here in this house, remember we are married out of community of property. I said, no, we're married in community. He said, no, we are not. We are married out of community of property. So you've got nothing in this house. But I said, everything in the house, furniture and everything belongs to me. He said, no, you don't owe anything. I don't owe you anything. I'm selling everything in this house. I don't need you here. I knew, according to him, everything has been over years before. But to me, it wasn't over because I had to fulfill my obligation as a married wife. I had to be here for the children. I had to keep my home for myself and for my children and for my grandchildren. I just didn't consider myself divorced. Let me put it like this. I had the best lawyers who knew what they were doing. In a way, I knew I had somebody behind me. That's why it didn't matter how much he tried to frustrate me. I was frustrated, yes, but not in a way that he expected me to be, because I knew my lawyers were very good. I've seen them working, I've taken their advice. There was a time when I felt it wasn't going to be safe for me to live in the same house as him. But then one day I spoke to Sharita and she said, Mrs. Sithole, if possible, don't leave your house. I said, because he hasn't done anything to me yet. I can see it's dangerous, but if I die, but I'll die in the house. And then I confirmed to myself that, no, I'm not going anywhere, whatever he does. And he got frustrated with that as well. He frustrated me, but he got frustrated. I contributed a lot. Like in the house that we had in Tuzuma, when we built it, he built it alone at that time. The children were still small. I was busy with the children. The only thing I was doing is to sell in a smaller scale, is to buy and sell in a smaller scale. The only thing that I used to do was to sew, do the sewing. I hadn't even opened the sewing school at the time. So that one, he built it all by himself. But as the time went on, when it came to furniture, when it came to eating, when it came to taking the children to school, it was me. But the house was built by him, all by himself. I decided to leave home, not to divorce. After the house has been broken into maybe 8 times. And each time somebody got into the house, he wasn't there. And then I started to be suspicious that no, this is not right. Whenever he's at home, nothing happens. When he's not at home, something happens. So this is directed to me to leave the house. And then I left the house. I we stayed in town, in one of the flats in town.
With your children?
With my children, because they were still at school. And then the flats were not my style. I had to buy a house for the children. The deposit for the house came from me. I came to know that even the rates in the township was not paid. He never paid any rates. I paid the rates that were being owed for buying this, in order that we buy this house. So in this house, I was fully together with him. It's legal that he did in this house. I did most of the things. I bought the furniture. I took the children to school because he was not there for us. So we didn't have any rights. Yes. Even if you wanted to ask, did we pay there's no electricity, what happens? I didn't pay. You didn't pay? Okay, I'll go and pay. Electricity, there was a time when electricity was under my name. When things started to heat up, he said, I can't pay for electricity because it's under your name. I had to go back to Martin West to change it into his name, because I have been paying for electricity and water, all the utilities, because it happened that it was under my name. So to give him the power, I made him pay. I went to Martin West and then to change everything into his way. But he never paid because I didn't know, I couldn't ask. I knew there was something wrong. Like I had said before, that I thought, I knew I had to fight. But what was it that I was supposed to fight? I didn't know. I just had it in my mind that I had to fight because there's something wrong with the law. But what was wrong with the law, I didn't know until I went to LRC, who explained everything to me, that in fact, he is right. He's got all the rights. But if we can fight it. I said, Amen. I'm ready. I'm ready. I can fight it with you. There was a sense of confusion. I was very happy. I was sad. I was insecure. I thought, am I going to make it? Is he not going to kill me? What's going to happen now? There was a lot of, a mixture of many things. But I was happy that we won the case. For the people that I didn't know that there were so many people that were suffering like me. I was very happy for them. For myself, I was a bit confused. Yes. And I feared for my life. Yeah. Those are the things that were coming into my head every day, that should anything happen, should I lose this case, yes, what will happen to me? Yes. What will happen to the children? Where would I be? I can't even go to my own, my parents' house. It's not there anymore. All along, I was fighting for myself. But after the Constitutional Court, it's only then when everybody was talking about Agnes Sithole in the law business, everybody wanted to do I had so many people wanting to do interviews. And then I just realized I've done so much for the country and for the women of my age. I got so excited. It's only then, and it was after he had gone, and then I was fearing no one. Maybe that's when I only got excited and got happy for myself, for the job that I've done for myself and for the other children, for the other people and their children. Yeah, because if this house was going to be sold, even my children were going to suffer. We will have no home. Even if they want to go home, they won't go home. They'll be successful in their own ways, but they will have no homes. So I think it's when I only realized that I've done a good job for the country. Let me put it like that.